everybody. Doing a bit of odd stuff today. Got the heifers that we artificially inseminated in the yards at the moment, and Mum's just going to give them a drench. So I'll show you what's going on there. And then once we've done that, we're sort of waiting for the sun to come out and a bit of finer weather. We had a bit of a storm during the week and quite a bit of rain that wet all that hay we cut. So we're waiting for that to sort of dry out a bit so we can start raking it. And then yeah, once we rake it, give it another day or so, because it's going to be like 35 I think tomorrow, and then we might be able to start baling either tomorrow or early in the week. So show what we're up to, and then we'll make it up as we go along from there.
Oh, well, this is cattle drench. It kills all the worms and parasites and stuff, keeps them healthy so the worms aren't getting the goodness. And we do it usually about 4 times a year, maybe sometimes 3 times a year. But it just, yeah, keeps them...
No, it just absorbs through the skin in the back.
Yeah, it absorbs through the skin. And they're looking really well. We've got a lot of spring feed in the paddock, and yeah, I just want her up the front.
Alrighty, we're just coming out to the paddock we cut the other day. Just having a look how wet it is. The hay looks pretty wet, so might not be doing much today. But we'll see what Dad reckons.
Good day, viewers. Like Cam said, we're in this hay paddock. We had a late shower of rain there last night, on Friday, and it's a little bit wetter than what I thought. We'd had a few skiffy showers during the week too, which didn't help things. It's pretty damp on top there, and we're better off to let the wind and the sun dry that out before we rake it over, because it'll only stay damp and go mouldy. While it's sitting in the row there, it's all right. It hasn't really done any damage, dried it out too much yet, so we might leave it today. Tomorrow's supposed to be a warm day, so we might be able to flick it over, and if the sun comes out this afternoon and a bit of wind, we might be able to start him up early-ish tomorrow morning, or maybe even late this afternoon. So
we just come over to one of the rows where we didn't have the wind boards on, so the rows aren't quite as bunched up in each other, it's more spread out. So we'll just have a look at, see how wet it is in this as well.
Yeah, it's still pretty wet, so we'll just leave him be for today. Yeah, that's about all I can say at the minute. While it's sitting there in these rows, it's not really hurting. So hopefully we can get it raked and turned over a bit and let the air dry that out, and be able to do some baling early next week, weather permitting. So that's about as much as I can tell you at the minute, viewers.
So we just brought in second lot of cows that we're going to drench, and I think we're going to vaccinate them as well by the looks of it. Yeah, so we'll do that and then see what else we get up to.
you reckon he weighs 1,000 kilos? Hey? Yeah. I reckon he'd have to. It's alright, my bro. Oh, don't be silly. Just be still. Good boy, good boy, good boy. Just put a bit more. It's done anyway. I've done him for a ton. Because he'd have to be a ton. Because I reckon Marmaduke could be 900. So he'd have to at least be a ton.
Don't want him.
Just look, I'll offer it to him. He might take it from me. You want some nice grass? He says no. It's cracked it. Yeah. Get your friend in. Go on. Go on, go on, go on. Go on, Marmaduke. Go on, Marmaduke. See it more. Go on, Marmaduke. Go on. Go on. Go on. No. No. Go on. Go on, good boy. No, gotta put some stuff on you. A lot of you to put the stuff on. You're drenched now. It's all good.
Alright, so we just finished drenching and vaccinating those few younger calves. And yeah, we finished drenching the other cows, so they're done. We're going to run them back out to their paddock soon, and just had in the bull Marmaduke and our big steer Microdot. Just gave them a drench as well. So I think those two are going to go out in a paddock together over near some of the horses. I think Mum's just moving those other heifers and the clean-up bull to a different paddock, so they're not in the way. And then once we've done that, we're going to take the rake with the tractor out to the paddock we want to rake over this week. We're going to bring the tractor back, hook up back up to the slasher, and we're going to go over to the second paddock of hay we want to cut. And then I think we're going to start cutting that today, because we had a look out there before and she looks about as ready as she's going to be. So yeah, once we do that, we'll be over there cutting some more hay. Right, so we're finally back out with the slasher, cutting this paddock. We're doing a bit faster than we were doing that other one. This paddock's a lot smoother, and we also fixed the air suspension in the seat as well this morning. So it is a lot smoother to ride, and we can go a bit faster. So seem to be coming pretty good. This paddock's a bit thinner than the other one. We didn't plant anything here, just a lot of ryegrass and a bit of clover underneath. None of the vetch, so yeah. As you can see, it doesn't look quite as thick as what that other paddock did, so we can motor along a bit faster. So I won't get it all done tonight. Come back tomorrow. It's going to be a pretty warm day, I think, so Dad reckons he's going to get the 3505 out, hook that up to the rake tomorrow morning, and he's going to rake while I cut this paddock. But it's going to be a pretty warm day, so I'll hopefully get this done pretty quick in the morning, and then I'll give Dad this tractor because it's got the AC, so he's not sweating his balls off in it. But we'll see what happens.
All the biggest hits of 2020 from Holland, Finnegan, Gabby Barrett, Morgan Evans, Franklin Chapel, Morgan Wallace, Phil Dye, Casey Barnes, and more. Till the sun comes round again, we ain't going nowhere, we're just hanging here. We can win a sign with an arrow.
You've had so many awards, you've had so many things that are firsts and that are fantastic for you. What does that all mean to you?
You know, it speaks a lot to my team.
Might be hard to see, but that white haze all sort of all across the horizon, sorry. Yeah, it's not dust. That's a hell of a lot of pollen blowing across. Well, it was going pretty good there for a minute. Broke another shear bolt. Unfortunately, we used the last out of our batch today. So I've got to go just up to the shed and drill a few more holes and some bolts. And I'll come back tomorrow. Won't worry about it, come back out after this. So yeah, I'll go make some more shear bolts and back in the morning. Morning everybody. Back out of the paddock again. Had a little bit of rain this morning, just a quick little shower. But obviously that's dampened everything up enough that now Dad can't go out raking straight away. But it's meant to be a pretty warm day today, so hopefully the sun will come out pretty soon and dry up most of that moisture and he can get out there and start raking. But yeah, it's not going to stop me from cutting hay, so we'll check the tractor out and then we'll jump straight into it. Everything looks pretty good to me. Shouldn't have to worry about giving the grease. It hasn't done too much work since we greased it last. So, should be right rock and roll.
Bought 2 12 packs and a tank of gas with it. She swore they were a waste of time, oh, but she was wrong. And I was calling number 5 on the radio station, 104.3 Nap Beach vacation. Didn't see senorita fishing down in Panama. And I ain't gotta see my next future running.
Going along pretty good at the moment. Yeah, sun's come out, wind's picked up, so hopefully the hay will dry out a bit. They've been forecasting it's meant to be like wind warnings today, so I don't know if Dad will get to rake any, even if it does dry out. Just because how windy it is, it'll just blow around the paddock. But that won't stop us from cutting the rest of the hay. So hopefully get this paddock done and then we can start on the last one. So everything seems to be going good and hopefully it continues like that. See what happens. Getting close to almost finishing this paddock. Just busted a shear bolt, no big drama. So I'm going to quickly jump out and replace that. As you can probably hear by the whistling, she's windy as anything. And as you can probably see as well. Yeah, so I won't take you outside because all you can hear is so chuck a new shear bolt in there, finish this paddock off, then we'll jump over into the last paddock and we'll make a start on that. Won't get it done today, but we'll be able to make a fair chunk out of it. So we'll continue along after. Alrighty, just finishing up for the day. Got that paddock over there done. After I said I was gonna replace that shear bolt, put a shear bolt in, and then the blades started clattering again like they did in that first paddock we done. And we had pretty much the same problem as before, where the blades kept hitting on each other. Anyway, we brought it in and didn't film any because me and Dad were flipping our proverbial, as you can imagine. And we buggered around. Dad rang up one of his mates who has the same slasher as ours and just like quizzed him on it, just because we couldn't work out with the timing, or it was all the slop in the gearbox, because there's a lot of slop in those gearbox shafts, as I said in the last video. And yeah, we sort of dicked around and ended up reading in the manual. We thought we knew how to time it properly, and it turned out that you can, each revolution of the rotor isn't necessarily one turn in the gearbox, because it's geared different ratio, which I should have realised from the start. Said in the manual that it can take up to 7 turns of the rotor to align the hole properly, and we were sort of just lining the hole up and just saying, oh yeah, that's close enough, and making the shaft sort of fit it. And then we spun around until the hole lined up perfectly, and yeah, it seemed to be timed a bit better, and they're not hitting as much. Well, they're not hitting at all at the moment. Still a lot of slop in it, but yeah, it just goes to show, don't presume you know how to do everything exactly, because me and Dad both didn't realise that, and then I was reading the manual, and then yeah, so sort of both made us look like a couple of idiots, but oh well, at least we sorted it out, we're back into it, so be back tomorrow morning. Should finish this paddock pretty quick, it's only a little one, so hopefully without anything breaking we should get it all done tomorrow, and that'll be the last of the hay that we have to cut, and we'll all be all done, and then we can just worry about raking and baling. So I'll see you in the morning. Morning everybody, as you can hear and probably see, it's very blowy again today. It's probably a little bit more windy than what it was yesterday. So we're gonna try and cut a bit more hay, do one pass, but if it's blowing around too much I'll probably stop and we'll go do something else. But yeah, we'll give it a try and just see what it does, but if the hay's just blowing everywhere, then yeah, there's no point doing it. So do one pass and see what happens. Right, I just did 2 rounds. It's blowing around a little bit, but it's not much worse than yesterday, so I reckon for how many acres are actually left, just knock it out, I think. Yeah, it seems to be, once it's on the ground it's not blowing away, so it's alright, just blowing a little bit around when it comes out, but I don't think it'll be too bad. So yeah, we'll just knock this last little bit out and then it'll be done. So let's get cracking. As you can see there, I'm on my 6th lap, but the wind's blowing it a bit when you're coming down one side of the paddock, so I think I'm going to stop there. The wind's just giving me the shits. Come back out tomorrow and do it when it's not so windy and my roads will be a little bit nicer. So we'll call it quits on this paddock for the day. Okay, so because we can't cut any hay because it's windy, we're going to go cut grass on the driveway because it doesn't matter if it gets blown everywhere. So got the 135 hooked up, little slasher. She's ready to go. So we'll go out there and just cut as much grass as we can. Hopefully all goes well. Gave the slasher a grease up, put a bit of oil in the gearbox. She's got a bit of a leak around the seal. Check the tractor out. So she's all good to rock and roll. So let's hit it. Alrighty, just finished cutting on the grass on the road, on the driveway, sorry. Yeah, as usual, 135 and the little slasher didn't let me down. Did well. So yeah, reckon that's probably as much as we're going to do today. Come back tomorrow, finish the rest of that paddock for the hay. Shouldn't take too long. It's, yeah, I reckon probably an hour and a half's worth left, and then that'll be all the hay cut. So I'll be back at yous tomorrow morning and we'll finish off that paddock. Morning, we're back again. Today we are getting this hay cut. I don't care what happens. The wind's died off, a little bit of a breeze, but not enough to do anything. So this hay is getting cut today. It's going to be finished. We can finally worry about raking and baling. So, not going to mess around. We're going to just jump straight into it. Done. Finished cutting. All the hay is cut for 2020. Just brought the slasher in. Gonna give it a quick blow off with the air compressor. Dad's just gone out with the 3505 and he started raking. So I'm gonna clean this off and then I'm gonna go pick him up and we'll put the slasher away. Then we'll probably swap tractors because this one's just gonna be a little bit more easier to do it. So yeah, give this a blow off and get back in the shed and go get Dad. Sort him out. And yeah, but I think that'll be it for this video. It's probably getting a bit long. So thanks all for watching. See you in the next one.